And we're recording. And sorry, Instagram, we're not quite there yet with being able to do dual screen and stream. I don't know. It's a learning curve. But welcome to Rhythm Radio, where we come together each week to talk about ways where we can create new and healthy rhythms in our life, in our bodies, in our businesses. And there is no better way that I can think of to really create the foundation for a solid rhythm than grounding and centering and just bringing that peaceful place into our day. And so I'm very excited to have my friend Maria Allen on today.
Hi, Kristen.
Your space looks so beautiful. Can I just say that for a moment? I like your tree with the light and...
Thank you. Most of what you're seeing right now are gifts from people in my life that know me pretty well, and they wind up being part of my office space, and it brings me joy to look at those things.
I love that you just said that. I'm running a 90-day program with another friend and colleague of mine, and our topic this month is nourish. And we did a Facebook Live last week about creating nourishing spaces for yourself. And that is exactly one of the things we talked about, making sure that you surround yourself with things that bring you joy, and things that just, have good memories, like gifts from other people that know and love you, all of that stuff. So that's like perfect for our other group too. So if anybody from that group's listening, that's what she speaks of. So we're going to dive right in. But I always love to incorporate an oil. And I know you do that as well in some of your work. But before we get into your background, I'm just going to, since we're talking about grounding, I'm going to share one of my favorite grounding oils, and that is vetiver. And I have to say, when I first met this oil, I wasn't loving it because it does smell extremely earthy. And I really kind of fancy myself more as like a floral, kind of citrus floral girl. But I thought, oh, it smells like dirt, but now I'm in love with this oil. This is probably one of the deepest grounding oils that I have come across. And so I love this on the bottoms of my feet for going to sleep. It is my sleep oil for sure. It helps keep you in the deepest part of your sleep the longest. So if you do, I know many people watching will have some oils. If you do have a favorite oil, especially for grounding, I would suggest you grab it. And the other that I love for this is Arbor Vitae. And I'm going to just mix those two together to get started. And Maria may or may not ask you to incorporate some scent as well, but we like to be ready. So tell us a little bit about your background and why you do what you do.
Well, thank you so much, Kristen. And hello, everybody. It's an honor to be here. My name is Maria Allen, and I'm a licensed massage therapist. I also practice craniosacral therapy, and I stretch people. I take people through what I call body networking, which we're going to be doing today, which is a wonderful way to nourish your body and to replenish your body and your mind with energy and focus and kind of reboot after all the output that we're doing all the time. So I do that as well. I also lead guided meditations, and I am passionate about embodying ourselves so that we can be present and feel more joyful and more energetic, so that then we can be present for other people and all the things that we do in our lives. So I'm a big fan of taking care of ourselves first, so that we can ultimately take care of other people, animals, plants, and the things in our lives.
Yes, that just reminded me of the analogy that you shared recently about the plants, and it's being flexible, which I really loved. I don't know if you'll get into that or not, but yeah, Maria's meditations are truly delightful. We have a practice of walking every once a week and going into the woods, doing a little forest bathing, just soaking up nature. And so she does beautiful meditation, which is why I wanted to take it out of the woods and share it with you. So last week, you were talking about the idea of body networking, and I just loved the analogy and the way you described that. Can you tell us a little bit about what body networking is?
Yes, yes. So when I was thinking about what I do, it occurred to me one day that I have taken the term networking as we know it in the work world, which is meeting up with others, exchanging information, and building and growing and improving each other personally and professionally. And I thought, well, as we were just talking, that nourishment that's so important to do for ourselves before we go out into the world, I thought, well, let's do body networking internally for ourselves, meaning we often live from here up, especially in this world of Zoom where more and more people are working from home and also interacting with on a social level from here up, or even just not even seen. So we are thinking our way through our days. And what that means is the rest of our bodies are here because we are all attached, but we're not utilizing
Mm.
the energy that we could be if we were thinking about our core, for instance, or if we were thinking about grounding, feeling the earth on our feet, and just getting into the present moment. This whole idea of body networking gives us more energy and also gives us extra energy, which today I'm going to be using an energy source, the earth, to do a grounding exercise to get us into the moment and build up energy utilizing the earth and our own awareness of ourselves, being more conscious of ourselves.
I love it. I love it. So take a deep breath, folks, and let's dive right in. And Maria's
Yeah.
gonna lead us through a little exercise. I'm gonna take off my shoes for this because we're talking about grounding.
Thank you so much, Kristen. I almost forgot because I already took off my shoes. So one of the things, I don't know, when you work from home or when you are at home, if you're in your sneakers, sometimes I feel like I need to dress up every now and then because I've been living in my yoga clothes every day. But if you do have your shoes on, I invite you to take them off, feel your feet on the floor, whether you're in your socks or your bare feet, and make contact with the floor. And one of the things about body networking is it can be done in 2 minutes time. It doesn't have to be this whole thing of like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. You can take a beat and feel your feet in less than a minute. Now we're going to be going through something today that's going to be a little bit more extended. I'm going to be taking you through a couple different types of body networking techniques, which involve movement, conscious breathing. We're going to do some yummy self-massage, and we're going to do something called tapotement, which is literally tapping. It's a massage technique where you tap your skin, and this brings more awareness and stimulation to the nerve endings outward. So we're going to be also doing a grounding exercise, bringing the energy from the earth up through our feet, our legs, in through our whole bodies, and then tapping to bring the energy out to the surface, but not away. We're going to hold that space for ourselves and then do some wonderful self-massage. And we're going to end in a centering, breathing, just integrating moment to feel the difference between when we started and when we finished. So does that sound good, Kristen?
Sounds good for me. How about you guys? Anybody watching, or even if you're watching the replay, let us know if that sounds good to you.
Awesome. Awesome. I wanted to just begin before we get into the whole exercise of body networking, is just to go through a few different, for me, it was a wake-up call. I did a little research online, and time.com and washingtonpost.com said that we spend between an average of 4 to 8 hours a day seated. And I'm imagining those articles were written a few years before this. So I'm imagining that that number has risen even more since a lot of us have moved our work into a desk, an office where we're zooming day in and day out. So it's a lot of output. It's a lot of energy out. We're looking out, we're listening, we're talking, we're living from here up. And what happens is we get still, we get sedentary. And they were saying that a sedentary lifestyle in this article is kind of equivalent to the new smoking, where it actually is detrimental to our health to stay seated and still for longer periods of time. Like some of the things they were saying is decreased circulation. Obviously, I know I get pain right up here and into my neck sometimes, and low back, and my hips get really tight if I'm seated for a long period of time. It also, seated for long periods of time actually does decrease your metabolism as well, and it can increase blood pressure. It's just, I'm pretty much going to say it's no good to sit for long periods of time. So body networking is another way to get us moving and grooving, get us out of our seats into our feet, feeling the ground beneath us. So let's start. One of the things I like to do is give myself permission to take a break. And sometimes that means I need to remove myself. Something needs to shift. And if I can't leave my office space, what I can do is turn on some music. And as Kristen says, get out your favorite essential oil and take a sniff. And for today, I'm going to introduce a sound of a chime. So I invite you to feel your sits bones on your chair. We're going to get right into this. And feel your feet, both your feet on the floor, and imagine the soles of your feet, if you could see them having little suction cups and connecting to the floor. And allow your eyes to float shut. And just take a moment right now to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And continue breathing in your own way. And I'm going to make a few sounds and just breathe in the sound when you hear it. Using our senses is a beautiful way to step away from where we were and all the output and take in, start to receive. So this time of body networking is a time for you to receive. And I want to read something. If you want to keep your eyes shut, I have a deck of cards here from one of my favorite teachers, Trisha Huffman, who is a joyologist, and you can find her on yourjoyologist.com. I believe that's her website. She has a wonderful deck of cards of affirmations, and I'm just going to randomly pick one out for us today. Here it is. I let go of once I no longer need. I let go of once I no longer need. And if you can think of one thing to let go of that's not really that important or urgent for you at the moment, go ahead and do that. I'm going to do that. And let's all take a deep breath in together and exhale out through the mouth. Nice, nice. So let's get up on our feet and do a little bit of movement, okay? So move your seat away, move your chair away so you have some extra space. And take a little time and bring your feet about 12 to 15 inches apart. So wider than hip width apart, and bend your knees. We have so many joints in our body, and our joints allow movement. And go ahead and keep your knees bending while I give you a little joint talk here. Go ahead and shift the weight into the balls of your feet and the heels of your feet, the balls and the heels. All these little joints in your toes and your feet are allowing for movement. And shift from the outer part of your feet to the inner part. So you're almost going like into a pigeon or a knee knocking to a leg opening, knee knocking to leg opening, and going from the balls of the feet to the heels again, and moving the knees. You might want to use your hand on your desk for balance and go ahead and make some circles with your ankle joints. All of our joints have something called synovial fluid, which lubricates the joints and creates an easier range of motion. So the more we move, moving actually creates fluid flow. So again, if we're seated and not moving for long periods of time, keep your, you can rotate your other ankle now. Our joints will get stiffer than they would if we move periodically. So again, bend and straighten your knees, bend and straighten your knees. Good. And start to shift your hips from side to side. So like when we do a little bit of a dance left to right, and your knees are bending as you're shifting your hips. Good. Feeling your feet on the floor. Great. And as we're doing this, let's take a sun breath. So we're shifting left and right, and take an inhale and bring your arms out and up. And exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Feeling the flow. And now let's make some circles with our hips. So it looks like this, moving around, and feel your knees bending. And now your whole bottom half of your body is starting to move, and my shoulders are moving now too, along with my hips, and moving circles in the opposite direction. Awesome. Great. You might want to grab the back of your chair for this next breathing and movement. So we're going to do some cat-cow standing. In yoga practice, a cat, an angry cat, is like the arched back, and then we do an extension for the cow. So think of inhaling and exhaling for the arch, and inhale and exhale. Bringing breath and movement together, conscious breathing and exhale. What I love about standing up and moving like this is that we're increasing the space in our torso, which gives our diaphragm and our lungs more room to breathe. From here, we're going to open up our chest and use our arms at the same time. So it looks like this, opening up on the inhale, and on the exhale, you can do that angry cat back and bring your hands forward and open up to receive the air. And exhale. 2 more like this. Open up. And exhale. Great. The next breath work I want to teach you is a Kundalini breath work. And you put your fingertips on your shoulders, if this is okay for you. And it is a twist. So we're going to be wringing out our torso and breathing at the same time. It looks like this. You do an inhale and an exhale. And we're going to be just doing 10 on starting at the right and 10 starting to the left. And you can follow me. Here we go. You can close your eyes too if you start to feel a little dizzy. 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, 10. Great. Shake out the arms. Bend your knees. Feel your feet on the floor. Woo! I can feel that rush up into my head. And we're going to do the same thing, starting moving to the left and with an inhale, and begin. Inhale. 2 more. Great. And shake that out. Go ahead and bring your chair back, and we're going to sit down and do a few neck rolls. How's everybody feeling? You starting to feel a little bit of oxygenation in the body?
I don't need my big heavy sweater.
I know. Start to create some body.
Hold up, I'm dressed for this.
And go ahead and do some shoulder rolls, forward, up, back, and down. Our shoulders are often curled forward when we're texting and typing, and I can catch myself 100 times during the day hunched over. This is a great way to remind yourself that opening up your shoulders opens up your lung capacity, your diaphragm, deeper, fuller, richer breaths. So bring your shoulders up, 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 and scrunch, 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 scrunch towards your ears, holding, 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 and sigh, release. Ha. Oftentimes, making an audible sound too will switch the moment. It'll switch the mindset and kind of refresh, reboot. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling up through in the nose and scrunching up your shoulders towards your ears. And exhale, ha. And 1 more time, inhaling up, 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 holding, 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 and exhale, ha. Go ahead and make your lips do that. What is that called?
Motorboat.
The motorboat. Yeah, exactly. And bring one ear to one shoulder and shake the head gently. Yes. Nice. Sending an inhale into this side of the neck. And exhale, bringing head back up to center and allowing the other ear to float to the other shoulder. And taking a nice deep breath into this side of the neck. Maybe shaking your head, yes. And coming back up to center. Wonderful. And let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out of the mouth. Great. Now feeling your feet on the floor. My husband and I watched the movie Avatar last weekend. And these beautiful blue creatures have a way of harmonizing and living with in and among earth, the plants and the animals and each other. And they bond with each other and with plants and animals by connecting their tail to whatever it is that they're bonding with. I'd like you to imagine your feet being an avatar tail connecting to the earth. And as we exhale, send your breath down through the bottoms of your feet, down through the floor. Even if you're on the 33rd floor of an apartment building, send it down to the ground, to the earth level. And on your inhale, bring up energy from the earth into your feet. And the next time you exhale, sometimes if you close your eyes, you can visualize this a little bit better. Sending the energy down into the earth and visualize energy lines, either as in colors, lines of colors, a river, a stream, a flow of water, a bright light, and root yourself down deep or find yourself sprawling on the earth's surface, connecting in your way, taking an inhale and bringing up the earth energy into your kneecaps. You could place your hands on your knees and visualize a color lighting up your knees. And exhaling back down to the earth. Drawing up what you need, whether it's coolness, warmth, a color, energy. And on your inhale, bringing up the energy into your hips and into your belly and up through your sternum. And exhaling down. You could even think of your exhales as emptying out thoughts, feelings, emotions that you no longer want or need anymore. And while you're down there rooted into the earth, you might want to reach out and say hello to someone's roots that you know and love. Or simply reach deeper into the earth, pulling in more of that nourishing, nurturing energy for yourself. And on your next inhale, bring that energy up into your neck, feeling the expansiveness of your breath. maybe seeing a color, maybe feeling the effects of energy tingling in your body. And on your next inhale, invite the energy in light speed to come up through your feet, legs, stomach, sternum, out, extending out into your arms and fingertips, up through your head, and exhaling down into the earth. This next time, if there's a part of your body that feels a little achy, whether it's a physical ache or an emotional ache, you can put your hands where that part of your body needs a little extra energy. And on your next inhale, invite the rooted strength of the earth energy to come up through the soles of your feet and land wherever it needs that extra bit. Good. You can always be connected as an avatar. Our feet can connect to the earth all the time because of gravity. You can always come back to this, whether it's 30 seconds, 10 seconds. Feel your feet root and bring up the energy that you need, the presence, the stillness, the replenishment. And when you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open and we can start to do a little tapotement, little tapping, which looks simply like this. You can take the pads of your fingers and start to tap up your arm and your neck, around. I love tapping my chest area because so often I do a lot of emailing and texting and cooking and gardening, and I can tend to close this part off. And by tapping, it brings the energy out to the surface and reminds me to open up my chest. I like what you're doing, Kristen. The backs of the arms too. You can even, I like to take my knuckles too in certain areas, palms of my hands and my fingers do all so much work all day in every way. Our hands are amazing. Sometimes I forget I have them because I'm so much in my head.
Oh, yeah.
You can open and close your fingers. Great. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to add in terms of becoming aware, and that is the back side of our bodies. You can even tap your legs too, tapping down. Oh, it feels so good to become awake.
Mm.
And to feel the fact that I actually have a whole body. It's not just my head, my whole body. And I was listening to a talk yesterday online, and they said, as we calm our minds and open our bodies, we open ourselves to creativity and the space. We're making space, not only to feel better, but to think more clearly. And I love that, just to have that extra room. Speaking of, I forget that I have, sometimes I know I have a back side of my body, but I don't pay any attention to it. And I wanted to give you a quick, this could be your one way to body network if you only have a minute. So what it is, it's stimulating the kidney area in traditional Chinese medicine. It's in the low back kidney region. And what you do is you make fists like so, and I'm going to demonstrate it. It's super easy. All you do is you rub this area. And this is great for those of us who have stiffness in our low back too. I'm going to have us do this for 30 seconds. I invite you to do this for 30 seconds. You can even do it seated. Massaging the upper part or the lower part of your back and your sacral area where that triangular bone is. Waking up this area. In traditional Chinese medicine, the kidneys are associated with the emotion of fear.
Mm.
So sometimes, of course, we get aches and pains because of being still and not moving or overworking ourselves. But sometimes if we're afraid, there's of like financial things. Sometimes we hold financial pain in our low back.
Mhm.
This is a great way to dissipate that, to release that, and to invite something different. Because the body knows how to heal itself. You can go ahead and shake out. The body knows how to heal itself and how to realign. And sometimes we just need to let it do that job by giving it space. So take a moment to close your eyes and feel your kidney area and notice if there's any change. Do you feel it? I actually am now aware that I have a back.
Yes,
Because
yes.
like sometimes, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, and then that in turn made me feel like, oh, I want to sit up straighter. And now I've just improved my posture. I've created more space for breathing. And by the way, breathing occurs in the backside too. So if you can even sometimes visualize yourself breathing from the backside,
Mm.
like we have big lungs in our back, it'll wake us up from the backside too. So I want to finish up here by doing a little self-massage, and then we'll settle in and do a little integration to end. Is that okay, Kristen?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. So go ahead and bring your hands together, creating some energy, extra energy in our hands. And we're gonna take our hands in like a cupped position and go ahead and just squeeze the sides of your neck and your upper shoulders. You can even hold on. Sometimes I just like to grab the skin and shake it a little bit like this. It feels really good. It might pinch a little, but it's bringing new blood into that area, new circulation, new blood. And I love what you did there, Kristen, and moving your head as you're pinching. And you can go ahead and do the other side of your neck. I wanted my husband to do this for me, you know, on a daily basis. And he's busy working too. So I decided, well, why not do it myself? And there's actually, I can feel a lot of relief with self-massage. And especially if you use your opposite hand, because if you try to do it on the same, it's a little harder. But this way you can really relax the side that you're getting massaged on. And then you can take the palms of your hands and you can drag them down the side of your face into your jaws. And then the pads of your fingers you can use, and I'm applying a decent amount of pressure, not a ton of pressure. The other trick to this is to allow your teeth to separate, open your mouth, and relax your tongue. You can allow it to float in your mouth. And it looks a little silly, but no one cares because it feels better. The reward for having this facial expression is far greater than feeling silly. And then you can take the backs of your palms and drag them down. And then go ahead and give yourself a little bit of a shampoo, again with the pads of your fingers, scratching your head. I love going to get my hair cut and colored. This is like, I think I like getting the shampoo better than anything else. It just feels so good.
I'm doing that tomorrow. So I'm just like,
Oh, it's such a treat. It's just, you can give yourself a little, and I'm actually scratching the back of my head now. And the other thing you can do is go on the back of your neck. Can you see this?
Yeah.
And by using the pads of your hands, you go up and down the back side of your neck too. So you have a lot of muscles that work so hard to hold our head up during the day. And this just gives them a little bit of a awakening, a little bit of a massage, shaking your hands out and bringing your shoulders up to ears one more time, scrunching it up, and take a deep breath in and exhale with a sigh. And bringing your hands to your heart, one on top of the other. This is the seat of love, the fourth chakra. It's a place of forgiveness and a place of compassion, open heart, curiosity. And allow your eyes to close and feel your feet on the floor. Today in our body networking, we did grounding, we did movement, we did breath work, we did self-massage. And now a moment of stillness to integrate, to notice how taking 20, 25 minutes out of your day and notice how your body feels now. Notice your thoughts, if they've slowed, if you were able to release some tension. Allow your lips to part and take a breath in through your mouth, feeling your chest expand and the back part of your body expand. And exhale. And take another deep breath and imagine 365 degrees of breath filling your whole body up. Down to your toenails, into the ground, and exhale. Feel your seat and feel your feet. Relax your eyelids. Relax your hair. And you might want to turn the corners of your mouth up into a little grin. And I'll end this practice of body networking to invite you to think of something you're grateful for. And breathe that in. And breathe that out. And you can slowly flutter your eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me in a body networking moment. Thank you so much, Kristen, for having me on.
Oh, I'm so blessed. And when you were saying, well, think of something you're grateful, I just wanted to say I'm grateful for you. And I'm also grateful for our weekly walks in the woods and just, movement, centering, breath, nature, all of those things are so nourishing to us. And you could really take any one of the things that you did today and just do it in between your Zoom calls, or do it anytime you stand up to go get some more water, or go take a bathroom break. You could just always do one of those things, so simple to integrate them into our day.
It's so true. It's so true. The other day I found myself waiting in a line and I started to get upset because I didn't want to waste my time in line. And I decided to do the grounding body networking exercise. And I literally felt my feet in the Trader Joe's parking lot. Next thing you know, I thought of you, Kristen. I started to move my hips and I was dancing to, like, I didn't have music on, but I was having fun moving. And I thought, I don't mind waiting in line because guess what? I just got to play a little bit here. I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have that time. So it's just fun how you can transform a moment.
You really can. You really can. And I see we got a comment from Karen. She feels invigorated and relaxed. Karen, I'm so glad you're watching. That's a fellow craniosacral therapist for you that's enjoying your practice.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much for joining.
So yes, let us know in the comments how you feel, even if you are watching this later. Just if you participate in the exercises and try them out, let us know how it worked for you. Do you feel any different? Take note, take some inventory. She says she's happy she got onto Facebook at the exact moment we started. So
Great.
timing is always wonderful. So thank you, Maria. Let people know, where can they reach you if they want to learn more?
Oh, yes. Thanks, Kristen. You can reach me on my website at realandpowerful.com. So it's realandpower.com.
Wonderful. Realandpowerful.com. And we'll make sure when this gets up to YouTube and on our Facebook group that we'll put that link in the comments.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. And thank you, anyone who is watching, those of you who are watching, for joining us for a little bit of rhythm in your day. And
Kristen, thank you so much for doing what you do. You're a light in this world, and I admire you, and I am so excited to be here with you today, and I just thank you.
thank you. Right back at you, girl. And thanks all of you for watching, and have a beautiful day.
Bye.
Bye.